Hello, hello, hello. I think that started recording in time. I'm in my office and the swaying, which I'm probably going to stop, is because I'm walking on an indoor treadmill. I haven't documented anything for about 4 weeks, and the reason for that is that, excuse my French, life went fucking crazy. And the reason it went crazy is I was ill. I don't know what it was, some sickness, DMV bug, without giving too much information away. As soon as I got better, Iggy, our oldest daughter, got it. As soon as she got better, I got it again. And then after that, my wife had a health concern. Everybody is now all fine, and I fell off the wagon in terms of documenting and showcasing running a business. By the way, I hope you like the glasses. They're red light blockers, but because I'm now working here, looking out over the Yorkshire countryside, and they also double up as sunglasses. Yeah, it's been a challenge, as anybody that runs a business knows. Even just getting ill is a challenge. Add on top of that, having 2 children. Yeah, it's just been about doing the simple things savagely well, ticking over, showing up for my clients, showing up for the team. There hasn't been a huge amount of growth happen, but I guess there are always phases, push and pull seasons, and it was an enforced pull season, which I feel like I'm now coming out of the back end of. My energy is coming back, sleep is improving, and we're all just finding a routine again, which is fantastic, very exciting. And yeah, what is new? So it is the 25th of June, and on the 1st of July, my new business, which I've spoken about quite a lot in terms of mentoring and things like that, is going to go live, and that is Future Physio. The reason it's called Future Physio is that I want the service that is delivered by myself and the team that will eventually grow there to impact the future of the industry for the better. I believe that what we do at Move is at the forefront of the industry. We are forward thinking, we integrate tech, we think about client experience, we are heavily invested into CPD. We want to reinvest into developing our service and essentially achieving the best results possible. And that comes on a multitude of different levels, not just in terms of our clinical knowledge, but our client experience, our systems from an operational perspective. And I think we have done a fantastic job of refining that over the last 5 years, and we will continue to do that. And there will be 2 arms to Future Physio. The first arm is the academy, and that'll be education and more formal education around physio, coaching and things like that. That won't launch immediately, but the thing that will launch immediately is the collective. And the collective is a collective group of people who are working with me from a mentorship perspective, and they are like-minded individuals who want to develop something special, something that has impact, something that improves their clients' lives, but also improves their lives. Because ultimately that is why, in my opinion, you have a business. It's to impact people and to impact yourself. Like the odds are stacked against you whenever you open a business, wherever you are in the world. But without diving too deep into politics, the odds are stacked against you even more so in the UK at the moment. And whether that improves over the coming months and years, or whether that continues to be a challenge, who knows? There's too many people that get caught up in the negativity of that. In my opinion, if you are radically positive about the opportunities that are there, because there are a huge amount of opportunities, you just have to carve them out, do the work to achieve them, keep showing up consistently, the dots will join together, the lines will get longer, and you will build something truly special. And that's what the collective is about. Like-minded individuals coming together who want to build something special that has a massive impact on their lives, has a massive impact on their clients' lives, and they want to have an impact on the industry in general over the future months, years, decades, whatever that is. So, shameless plug. If you are interested in it, hit the first link in the bio. There is a 7-day email mini-series. It is essentially teaching you everything you need to know about running a physio business that is successful, that gives you freedom, that takes you from running, having a busy job, which you label as a business, to actually running a proper business. So that's a free gift from me. Hit the link, sign up. The emails will start dropping in your inbox over the next 7 days. And I hope you otherwise enjoy the video and we will see what is to come. I sent this email last week, and it is hands down the most engagement or the most replies, if we don't want to talk in technical marketing or business terms, the most replies that I've ever had to an email, both in terms of people who just resonated with it and wanted to reply to me and talk to me about their similar experiences, but then also inquiries to work with me as part of my mentorship, the Future Physio Collective. More to come on that this week. The email that I sent basically told the story how I apologised for being MIA and not sending any emails for almost 2 weeks. We are now all okay, so there's no concerns there. But what that meant was that building a business became an afterthought or a second thought. Not even a second thought. It was family, it was my clients, it was my team, making sure that I could serve them and support them in the appropriate manner. And then progressing the business came after that. And do you know what happened? The business didn't go backwards, and I was able to prioritize those things. Wasn't at my peak creative spark. I was able to take my wife to appointments because she needed me to do that. I was able to pick the kids up when my wife was in hospital, and everything kept running. We kept serving our clients. We kept helping them achieve the results that they wanted to. We had in the background recurring revenue that covers a lot of our static expenses, and ultimately we were able to keep the cogs turning. And we're the 29th now of the month, and it is not our worst month, it's certainly not our best month, but we have made actual progressions on our average revenue. And I think this is a really important lesson, and a topic we actually spoke to one of my mentees about is building systems into the business which actually take it from being a busy job where you may choose when you work, but the minute that you are unable to work, it's a significant loss in income. That creates additional stress on top of the personal circumstances. You then have to rebound and try and rebook everyone in and condense them into either the same amount of hours and dilute your service, or work additional just so you don't experience a drop off from a revenue perspective. And that's exactly the same whether it's personal circumstances or whether it is a result of actually just going on the holiday that you deserve to go on. And this is, I think it's email 3 in the email sequence that I referenced in the bio, but building these systems and the team around you is what will truly allow you and give you the freedom that you deserve, because at the end of the day, running a business is a massive risk to yourself. It is also creating a huge amount of opportunity for other people to pay their salaries, to get fulfillment out of their job, to look after their families, to achieve their goals. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, it is hard. But then also to have a huge impact and to develop a service which combines clinical excellence, that combines world-class customer experience, and ultimately allows people to achieve transformational rehab goals, fitness goals, wellness goals, whatever we want to bracket them as. But you deserve to build a business that gives you that freedom. And I've referenced team a couple of times, but team is probably step 3 and 4 on the journey. Step 1 is actually just organizing your time and your offer so that it allows you the opportunity to do those things. Then it's creating recurring revenue, which means that money still drops in the bank account and you can still pay your bills, you can still pay yourself, and you can go on holiday, or you can look after your family, whatever the challenges or the goals are for that month. And then you can look at how to systemize and optimize with a team, and if you wanted to go to multi-site, which I think is the next goal for me and the Move team, but we've still got lots that we can squeeze out of our current location and our online services and those products. So just a thought. It really resonated with people from an email marketing perspective and the people that receive my weekly emails outside of the 7-day mini-series. And I hope that it can resonate with you as well. Well, this is a very strange feeling. I don't know where I'm picking this up from, but today is Wednesday the 1st of July. Last night, my wife Evie went on holiday with her friends for the first time since becoming a mother, the first time. So approaching 3 years, for a very well-deserved break to remember who she is outside of being the perfect mother, a ferocious businesswoman, and a fantastic wife. She deserves time to go and rediscover who she is and have fun with her friends, and I'm really excited for that for her. And that coupled with me doing last night on my own, and any parent that may be watching this, man or woman, will know the satisfaction of getting 2 children to bed after the anxiety-induced day that you have of how bad is it going to be, bedtime. And I managed it in 45 minutes, which that's after bath time, 45 minutes of getting them both down to sleep. It wasn't for the want of my eldest in crying, but we managed it, and the night was pretty good. I dropped them off at nursery, and my parents now have them for 4 nights. And this is therefore going to be the longest stretch I've been on my own for a minimum of, I think, probably 4 years. And I am someone that values my own space and my own time. And although I'm going to miss everyone dearly, I'm really looking forward to it. I'll probably come back on here tomorrow and say that I'm lonely and I want everyone to come back, but I am excited. So I'm going to bring you along a little bit more today. This morning has basically been putting the things in place that align with the official launch of the Future Physio. That is my mentorship and education business. The only arm of that which is live at the moment is the collective, which is the mentorship, and that's just getting everybody onto the app where everything is going to be hosted, resources, recordings, etc. And that, I guess, is the power of AI that I, as someone whose tech ability couldn't be any lower, is able to build an app which integrates resources, tools that will benefit my clients and me and my business. And I've tested them on my business, and now I've made them available to my clients that work with me on a one-to-one basis from a mentorship perspective. So really exciting day. I'm bringing you along. I have spent the morning doing that and a podcast with Mr. Patrick Henry Arthur James. I think I've got it right this time. The man with four first names, doctor of all gains, and we did a podcast just talking about him, his journey as a coach, his experiences with injuries, but then his expert topic around hypertrophy and muscle building, and how that applies to coaching, how that applies to in a rehab setting, and there was a huge amount of value in there. So I'm looking forward to that going live in the next couple of weeks. But for now, come along with me. I've got a coaching call this afternoon with one of my mentorship clients, and then a large part of it is going to be sat in front of the laptop, just launching everything from a Future Physio perspective before heading to Rudding Park, which is a hotel across the road from where we're at Move HQ. There's a big outdoor screen, and we'll be watching the England game. I think a lot of the team and a number of members of the community are going to come with us, so we'll have a pizza, have a chill, and hopefully see England progress to the last 16 of the World Cup.
Riley, Conser and Gady.
He's going to score it.
Forward for him.
Reckon he's going to score?
It was missed by Siddiqui, and it was bumped wide by Conser. I don't think he knew too much about it.
Good morning. It is 5:50, and I love nothing more than an early start. I don't know if this angle is any good, so I can only apologise. I'm just going to show you quickly if this is something you're at all interested in. Over the last 4 weeks, I've gone from 109 kilos to 104.8 on Monday. It's now Thursday. I'm going to weigh in again today and see where my body fat is. I've actually managed to build about just shy of a kilo of muscle, and I've lost over 2% body fat. I'm just packing some of my food for the day. So overnight oats, I didn't make them overnight. They'll be ready in about an hour. That is, I don't know why, I absolutely love them. I love cold oats, I love dates and dark chocolate in it. And then I've got a bit of a pre-workout, 300 grams of 0% Greek yogurt, oats, banana and honey. Nice little concoction in here which I showed you me making earlier. So I have pretty much all March on supplements. I am obviously good friends with the team at March On, but I am blown away with the standard of their supplements, and the reason I reference being good friends is that I'm not just saying that to promote my mates' things. And typically, like, I'll have a whey protein and it'll make me feel sick. With this one, it doesn't at all. Typically, I'd have a gel running and it'd make me feel sick. It doesn't at all with theirs. In here, every single morning, I'll have performance hydration, so electrolytes. I will have L-glutamine. So I'm someone that doesn't really get ill that much from like an upper respiratory, a cold and a flu type symptom. I'm someone that struggles with guts, and not necessarily the too much information in guts. It's more like pain and discomfort, and I've never really understood it. I think it's more related to when I've got higher periods of stress, but since, to be honest with you, consulted with AI, built a little bit of a plan from a supplementation perspective, controlled the things that I can control. As a parent to young children, or babies, let's call them, sleep isn't maximized, although I do have high quality sleep, just low volume of sleep. So I've got L-glutamine in there, that is part of that. And then I also take 10 grams of creatine, which is 10% of my body weight. Not just for the performance benefits, there is research looking at how it benefits the gut, how it benefits your digestion, how it benefits your cognition. And one of the big things is supplementation of creatine during periods of sleep deprivation can improve cognition and feelings of alertness and things like that acutely. I think the military use really high doses, like 20 grams a day for operations and things like that. So very interesting bits. And then I take their advanced multivit, and I take their vitamin D spray, actually, 3 sprays every morning. I actually attribute that process to why I don't really get a huge amount of bugs and illnesses, particularly with 2 daughters that go to nursery and have been regularly ill. And it is strange because Evie gets them, I don't, but I get the gastro things and Evie doesn't. So very interesting, or I would find it interesting watching that. And then I'm aiming to train jiu-jitsu at lunch today, and that's why I've not taken any sort of formal lunch, because my favourite thing after jiu-jitsu is getting a ciabatta and meat burner. I will show you it. It's not the best from a nutrition perspective, but it's certainly not the worst. It's high protein, and I just absolutely bloody love it. So I'll bring you along. I'm just going to take the main man for a little walk now. It's very blustery here, and then we'll get into the day. I've got a little bit of treatment with Jacko this morning on his ultramarathon attempt. I don't know if I've mentioned that on here, but I'm going to film it anyway, and I will bring you along. So, excuse the sweatiness and the weird rough complexion that always comes out after jiu-jitsu, but I'm only here to show you this. So it's called a meat ferno. Hopefully you can hear that. And double chicken, a couple of bits of chorizo, cheese, jalapenos, sriracha sauce, and it might be the main reason I come to jiu-jitsu. But I talked about it earlier, and there it is. It's got kids. It's got young kids.
That's not even early, that's a normal morning. I'm tired.
So I like to start, apparently this is turning into a bit of a vlog. I like to start, a big mistake that I made was I tried to put my training in the middle of the day, and that was because obviously my day is condensed, being a parent, helping in the morning, looking after the girls, spending time with them, and then also getting home as early as possible. Like, we're very big on tea time, being sat at the table together and enjoying tea time together. That was something that I was brought up doing, and that's something that I value now. And then bedtime, and so basically both ends of the day were condensed. And when I got to work, I was like, well, I need to start working straight away. And then I would try and squeeze in training in the middle of the day. And quite honestly, I struggle to stop a task and then come and train. And obviously, because of the space we have, we've got the 2 gym spaces. There's often clients in here with physios. There's a class timetable over there. I either have like 30 minutes to rush and get it done, which I'd be really frustrated with. I wouldn't enjoy the session, or I'd just sack it off and say I'll do it later. And then inevitably it gets to later and I'm not an evening person. I would do it, but I just wouldn't get as much out of the session. So my good friend, Mr. James Robinson, when I was doing the Gym Owners Network mentorship, which if you are a gym owner, I would definitely recommend you check out, one of the key concepts or principles was pay yourself first. So now the first thing that I do when I get in most days, unless I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu or something like that at lunchtime, is pay myself first and do my training. 45, 50 minutes. I'm going to bring you along today, show you a couple of bits that I do. Obviously rehabbing a bit of a hamstring issue at the moment, and then I'm going to go through some testing on the plates. And just Georgia's here just really poking her head in, being nosy. It's stuck on me so it won't show you. Show everyone your headband.
This is my headband.
Is that your England headband? Hello, I think we're recording. Middle of the afternoon, I'm heading home. Mondays I tend to head home a little bit earlier, more to help with a pet from a parenting perspective and then work after bedtime. But Mondays, I thought, a lot of people ask me, and especially when I work with them from a mentorship perspective, they ask how to structure the week and what's the best way to do it. And Mondays for me are centered around making sure there is alignment in the team, and I'm aligned on what I want the week to look like. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like the big thing is pay yourself first. At the moment, things are a little bit more challenging because Poppy, who was our admin front of house, she's left, and there is an interim period between our new starter starting and I've picked up a large degree of the admin burden, which reminds me why I invested so heavily in an admin member of staff, and why, again, when I work with my clients, it's one of the first hires, if not the first hire, that I encourage them to look for so that they can do the work in their zone of genius to develop their business, help their clients, bring revenue in. And again, like an easy way for you to look at it is if you wrote down all the tasks that you have to do in a week, and you did £10 tasks, £100 tasks, and £1,000 tasks, everything within the £10 tasks, there are the things that you want to find someone to fulfill as early as possible, and then look at how you can grow and scale and amplify the things that are happening in the £100 and the £1,000 tasks. Ultimately, in a small business and most businesses, in my opinion, the £1,000 tasks are going to be the founder until you reach a certain level that you have other senior and higher level members of staff who may even be more experienced than you, and you're bringing them in and they're taking ownership and the weight of the business on their shoulders. And for most people watching this, it will be you sit in the £1,000 tasks until the business outgrows you, essentially. I've not reached that point. I don't know when that point will come, but I am heavily invested into getting to that point. So yeah, obviously I did some admin, then I have a leadership meeting where we review last week's KPIs, set intentions for this week, make sure we're aligned, discuss any issues that may be going on within the business or separate businesses, and put a plan in place. Then we have a team meeting, we start with CPD. Today we covered some problem clients. Obviously we have the crossover between Move Physiotherapy and Move 360, and a lot of our Move 360 members are active Move Physiotherapy clients, and there's just making sure that there's alignment on people that are struggling with aches, pains, knocks, niggles, and the best practice for them and fulfillment for them in the gym, where the gym staff are maybe seeing them more frequently through the week. And then we went through some compensatory strategies that you might see in someone's squat, and then things that we can look at and how we can troubleshoot those, both at the gym level and then once they're on the bed, and we can look at them from a hands-on perspective. Then after that, I met with Georgia, who is our marketing and sales coordinator, mapping out some strategy for the Pilates studio and a couple of other bits, and then just catching up on admin. Like I say, Mondays are an admin heavy, meeting heavy day. I toy with whether that's the best option, because Mondays when energy is going to be the highest after a weekend off, but I'm a little bit reluctant to change because it does run very smoothly, and data submitted in line with it, decisions are made in line with it, and I wouldn't suggest that it's broken. I think it works pretty well, so there's not really any need to mess around with it. But heading home now, I have got a challenge of I am currently challenging myself to stay as present as possible whilst I'm at home, not on my phone, not sorting work problems. And because of the phase that we're in and the way that today is going to pan out, I will end up working relatively late into the evening. But yeah, that's the phase of life that I am in. It's not a long-term choice, but it's a necessary choice at the moment. Hello. It is 6:10 on Tuesday the 7th, so it's not that long since I was last on here. But I thought it was a perfect time to come on because this is a perfect depiction of the unpredictability and the chaos of running your own business. So currently, I think I've already mentioned, the team is down our main admin person. Poppy left and she's doing her own thing, which is really exciting. We've got an ideal replacement, but unfortunately they had an 8-week notice, so there is a gap in between myself and a couple of other members of the team were picking up all of the admin side of things. Then this week, from a gym perspective, Alice, one of our senior coaches, she's away on annual leave, and we have been waiting for the imminent arrival of Mike, our head coach's baby. And as you can imagine, to add fuel on a chaotic fire, I'm up all night last night with my youngest. I have no idea why. Parents will understand, but she would sleep when I was holding her, but not when I put her back in the cot. Anyway, after an hour and a half, I picked up my phone and I had a text saying, basically, we're in the hospital, I won't be there in the morning. Which is great, and I'm really excited, but it is the obvious, oh shit, what's the plan? So I couldn't get there for 6, just the way our childcare works and whatnot. Cancelled the 6 o'clock class, and it's time to figure out a plan. But I guess these are the joys of running a business. There are many challenges. There are many positives around freedom and time and things like that, but ultimately the book will always land on your desk and you are responsible and you have to take ownership of the business that you have built and the people that you serve. So, little insight this morning, but it is a beautiful morning. I've got an extra strong coffee and I will have a second extra strong coffee the minute I get to work and get cracking with the classes this morning. It's been a little while since I coached, so I am looking forward to that. Yes, as in English or Irish and came to live in England? Right, okay. I'm a Hull City fan and we've just left our transfer embargo. And then left that, got promoted to the Premier League, and then we, on the edge of being deducted 6 points as if the odds weren't stacked against us enough. I'm probably going to take this opportunity to wrap up the week. I don't know if there is a huge amount of value in the video, a huge amount of entertainment in the video, but it is a documentation of the journey. It's felt a little bit part, this video, like I've picked things up and put them down. But probably, let's see if this will sit there and follow me. It's probably a fair reflection of what my week has been like. Or the past few weeks, to be honest. Juggling my family illnesses and then not having a front of house. As any physios or clinic owners, it probably is your most valuable resource, both from a client experience perspective, but then also an administrative perspective. And then this was my first experience of a staff member having a child and the unpredictable nature of that. Unfortunately, it fell in the middle of our couple of staff members' annual leave. But it's all lessons and it's all part of the journey. I put a story on Instagram yesterday talking about One of my staff members said yesterday I was training, and he must have been able to tell by the look in my eyes that I was maybe in another place, tired, fatigued. And he said, "Do you still enjoy being a business owner?" And I do. Or maybe he said, he's still having fun as a business owner? And I certainly am. And I think it's very important from a context perspective to stay or to be aware that it's all part of the journey. It can't all be highs, it can't always be huge levels of fulfillment, it can't always be the benefits of growing a business and things like that. There is a huge amount of ownership and responsibility attached to it. During the periods when it is more challenging, it is highlighted certainly some key areas within the business for me that need to improve, both from a administrative, organisation, systems and operations perspective, but then also standards, fulfillment, delivery. I guess that's the benefit of being pulled back in to a certain extent of the delivery side of things. And yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's part of the journey. There's things to learn. One of the key learnings or lessons that I've built into the Future Physio Collective curriculum, which is hosted on school, is a concept that I learned from my current mentor, and he termed it radical positivity. And it's centered around essentially not being toxic in a way of ignoring the negative things, but having faith that everything will work out. And I'm not religious in any way, I'm not spiritual in any way, but trusting the behaviours, actions that you are carrying out on a daily basis and you have carried out to get to here, they aren't all just going to fall by the wayside because of a bad day, a bad week, a bad month. I guess the journey of entrepreneurship and business ownership is a continued journey of self-development, and you learn a lot from, not a loss, but not a lot from your periods of hardship, struggle, challenge, and that's where adaptation comes from. And I think it's very easy to get pulled into the challenge and the negative outlook on it. But I know for a fact that coming out the back end of this week, and then in 12 weeks' time, the business will look significantly different. I, as a leader, as a individual, as a dad, as a husband, will look very different because this has given me more context in terms of what happens in business and different experiences along the journey. So I think I'm going to wrap up. I hope there is some benefit in there. If you are someone who is on a similar journey to me and maybe wants some mentorship and support from someone who is a few steps further down the journey than you and has figured some of the things out, because essentially from my perspective, the reason I pick a mentor is that they have failed earlier than me. They've figured out how to win or succeed or progress, and my investment is accelerating myself through those learnings. And if you do want that, the first link in my bio will be a free gift from me to you. It's a 7-day email mini-series, and essentially I'm going to walk you through in 7 days the key learnings and topics that I teach my mentees to grow their dream business. If you are ready and hot and ready to go and find me on Instagram, which is Alex Morel Physio. DM me the word 777 and I will tell you the details and how to get started. And if you're someone that's watched this to this point and you're injured and you're interested in the journey and you're buying into what we're doing at Move and how we help people, the second link will be an application form for you to send in an injury audit and for us to tell you exactly where you are at the moment and more importantly how you move forward. So I will love you and leave you. Do all the cool things, subscribe, share, I appreciate all of that, and I will see you in the next one.